Good evening, welcome to From Day One. Courtesy of our good friend Father Skeptic, we have an interesting situation in court.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today, we head to Washtenaw County to watch a human hemorrhoid try to cry his way out of jail in front of Judge Slay, who has no sympathy for cockflutes who do what this guy did. So let's begin.
Numbers 38 and 39, People versus Sean Johnson, 23-786, FH 365 FH.
Alex Jablowski for people.
Andrew Bannis with it on behalf of Sean Johnson. Mr. Johnson, can you hear us?
Yes,
Hello, Mr. Johnson.
good afternoon.
Your Honor, I need to make sure my client understands that I have been advocating for his release on a GPS tether. He's willing to do anything in terms of 90 in 90, et cetera, testing. He has a lot of concerns about the collateral consequences of being incarcerated. Our pre-docket conference led me to believe that you are not letting him out today. And in fact, you gave me an indication of what his sentencing might look like if we get to that point, which is serious. I am at the point where I am advising Mr. Johnson, I spoke with him today, to set this for a jury trial and a final pretrial. Not that he wants, well, he would prefer to resolve it in a different way that is not available as of today.
Yeah, his idea of resolving this is to say, hey, this has been fun, but I'm ready to go home. So can we just forget that I beat my woman? See you guys at the next one, and I'm out. The only problem is, that's not how that works.
Is there an offer that's been forced by the people, or do you need to put it on the record now?
No, there has not been an offer.
So no offers.
Can't hear.
No, we can't do that.
February 12th, Mr. Johnson for trial.
Your Honor,
Can't hear anything.
we need a different day because Ms. Noveski and I would be conducting the trial together, and she's not available on that day.
Mr. Johnson, can you hear us now?
Yes, am I allowed to speak? I would like to speak to you, Your Honor.
I have advised my client that if you allow him to speak, then it should only as it pertains to any bond situation, not about the underlying allegations. And I think he understood that.
Mr. Johnson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. While here in jail, I did attend to the Dawn Farms course, and I completed that with a certificate. And I attended AA also here in the jail. And I do admit that previous charges have been because of alcohol.
You know, you have the right to speak for yourself at trial, but you really shouldn't, and for exactly the reasons that we're seeing right now. And blaming alcohol for your felonious behavior is the worst position that you could take right now when trying to argue for your release.
I'm very eager to I would like to go home. My mother-in-law did pass away several days ago, and I'm definitely willing to wear an alcohol tether and even drug test or whatever it might be. And if I can please have contact, because Sandy would really like me home, and she hasn't come to any of the court dates, and I extremely miss my daughter. If we could at least maybe drop the DV charge so I can go home and come back for a court date.
Or you could just not hit your woman and not get the DV charge to begin with. And I know the more astute of you are angrily typing in the comments right now, how do you know that she wants anything when you aren't supposed to be having any contact with her to begin with?
Mr. Johnson, that for so many reasons isn't going to work. I understand you're not happy where you are and you don't want to be where you are. But I'm also of the mind that alcohol does not cause violence within the home. That's something else. It can exacerbate it, yes, but it's not the root cause for it. I believe under 6106, which are the rules that I need to look at regarding bond, that you are where you should be right now, and I need to do that to protect our community and protect Sandy.
She wants
You
me
have
home,
you have a violation pending. You also have right after arraignment on a new charges where we added no contact with Sandy. And we talked about the drinking issues shortly thereafter. That was on, then we're now dealing with this home invasion, first degree. We're dealing with domestic third, destruction of property. I'm not willing to do that. I don't believe that you present to this court having someone who can be safe in the community. So your bond will stay as it is.
I'm definitely safe, Your Honor.
Because that's exactly what a definitely safe person would definitely say.
Sandy would contact.
I understand that. I understand what you're telling me today. What I'm saying is I'm making the decision, not Sandy. Then you are staying in. Your next court date is February 8th.
Why am I being pressured to take it to trial?
Your Honor,
There's no offer against you. You have the opportunity to plead guilty as charged, or you have the opportunity to set it for trial. Those are your two options for today. In regards to the violation of probation, I understand there's a prison recommendation.
There is.
There is a recommendation to send you to prison for following the guilty plea or guilty disposition on these new charges.
The home invasion is supposed to be a third, not a first.
Again, how do you have intimate knowledge of the crime unless you were the one that was committing it? And the difference between first and third degree home invasion basically boils down to whether a weapon was used or not, or whether someone was home or not. And since this was also accompanied with a DV charge, it's safe to assume that someone was there when you broke in, which is why the first degree felony is warranted.
That's where we started. Okay. Mr. Johnson, there's nothing else that we have on for today's hearing. If there's another issue that needs to be addressed, your attorney will bring it to the court's attention.
thank you, Your Honor.
Can we have a much sooner court date, please?
That is much sooner than the last trial I think was in May.
Why do I feel like this is being rigged?
Because it is rigged against you and every other piece of trash that puts their hands on the people they care about. And it will always be rigged, and for good cause. If you don't like it, then stop beating the people you love. But I do give you permission to hit that like button if you liked the video, hit the dislike if you disliked it, but don't forget to leave a comment below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any of my content. I'm Team Skeptic, and I'm out.
Hey guys, KFR back again once again. So today we
All right, since we have some time, we're going to go ahead and do a bonus one as we continue to fight here through the task. We've got KFR reacting to a auditor known as Broken System, Broken Trust, trying to crash into a Zoom court.
again once again. So today we have an update. I just got done with my live stream for walking to go get the kids. Broken System, Broken Trust tried to crash Judge Slavin's live stream today. A channel called No Justice showed up in my chat, said he had the video. So here we are. We're going to go through the video. The first bit is just no audio. So I'm going to cut to when Josh actually starts talking and tries to defend his dipshittery. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video.
Hi,
Hello.
good morning. I think the audio kicked in. What's your name, sir?
My name is Joshua Lanto.
All right, Mr. Lanto, I don't see you on the docket today.
Oh, I was on the docket.
I think we have it set for as a holding date because you have a trial coming up, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's been a bunch of procedural stuff that I have questions on because we kind of, at the arraignment phase, we never really clarified the cause and nature of the charges. And then,
Oh, we did. That was clarified quite clearly.
well, I'm just letting you know because I have it recorded. You know, like everybody
Oh, I love that,
makes
Judge. That was
recordings of our
clarified quite
dates.
quickly.
And on the court date, we got
Right.
like there were technical issues, right? Do you
Not
remember
that I'm
that?
aware
Ian?
of.
There were technical issues and everybody disconnected. And
All right, guys. So just for our brains at this point, we're going to jump back a month. And we're going to cover just the tad bit of the very end of his hearing, where the judge tells him what he needs to tell him, says, hey, you'll be getting this in the mail. Bye. There's no technical difficulties. It was over.
So you'll be getting the notice for the hearing for the trial date in the mail. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So yes, you heard it right there. Yeah, it'll be in the mail, Josh. Bye. And then they disconnected him from the stream because he no longer belonged there. It is what it is. Also, the whole, well, we didn't go over the cause and nature of my charges. It's 3 cases of interference. Show up for your jury trial on the 12th. Eat a dick, Josh.
then it went. So I never was formally arraigned.
You were, so, but I had to, so your case, you're gonna get notice in the mail for when your trial date is. And that's gonna be with Judge Shackelford, because I did have to recuse myself because you had made threats against me. And I know I didn't feel comfortable with you being in my presence. The
Well, just to
case you'll be
clarify,
getting notice of when your case will be heard. All right.
Well, just to clarify, there were no threats made on the record.
No, Josh, you're right. They weren't made on the record. They were made in my premiere, and for some reason you thought the judge wasn't going to find out. The police weren't going to find out. The courthouse wasn't going to find out. You're an idiot.
So, all right, no, not on the record. You did so on YouTube, and so you're
I'm gonna throw truth bombs. Like
listen, you put pictures of bombs on me, and the judge is gonna find out when things go off or whatever. So you know what? If you want to make threats against me, listen, sir, you would never be able to handle a threat against me. I'm just telling you. Just telling you. So goodbye. Goodbye.
You're believing what?
Bye. So when people make threats against you, I'm just going to tell you right now, and anybody else who's watching out there, I don't take threats very kindly. And you know what? I take them very seriously. And you know what? As a man, as a free man, as a man who is an American, I know what my rights are. And I exercise my rights. Freedom of speech, that's one of them. I like freedom of speech. Freedom of assembly. I like to hang out with people who I like to hang out with. Good people. Good, strong people who are, salt of the earth. People like Mike Tinney. Good friend of mine. I also exercise my Second Amendment right. And I'm well aware how to do so. So I highly suggest you don't make threats against me. Because I do have a right to defend myself. Everybody out there watching, have a great rest of your day. Hey, Judge, God bless you.
So there you have it, guys. Josh made threats against the court. Judge Slavin is clearly about that life. Don't mess with Judge Slavin. Obviously, if you make a threat, people are going to report it. Everyone's going to find out, especially if you're a garbage piece of shit woman beater. Sorry, Josh, those are the facts. See you on the 12th of next month. Hopefully I get an early birthday present. You're found guilty. Again, juries tend not to like frauditors, tend not to like sovereign citizens because they're assholes. They don't belong in regular. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to cover a channel called Travel Freely. They have 144 subscribers. This video has 12 whole likes. It's labeled WSP, Washington State Police, I'm assuming. Crooks at it again, robbery in progress, pulled over in Burley, Washington. This is going to be a sovereign citizen. You are going to hear all of the regular sovereign citizen terms. It's a short 6-minute video. And then he made a part 2 covering what he got from the incident. Enjoy.
Yes, sir.
You and roll down your window. I can't really talk to you through the window. So I'm going to ask you one more time.
Yes, sir.
Would you be willing to let me have your license, registration, proof of insurance?
I can leave you anything you want as long as you answer my questions, which you haven't done yet.
So let's just get this straight. Hendrick v. Maryland doesn't say the state can require you to have a driver's license only if they answer your questions first. That's not how the Supreme Court interpreted that. That's not how that piece of case law works. So right off the bat, this guy's talking out of his ass.
Okay, it says driver is a motor operator of a motor vehicle. So FYI, you are a driver of the vehicle.
A driver is an operator of a motor vehicle. Is that the legal definition or is that some statute
The
definition?
Merriam-Webster dictionary. definition.
Merriam-Webster. Okay, I'm talking about law dictionary. Look at Black's dictionary,
My law dictionary
Bovier's.
says
And your
that-
dictionary doesn't apply for law.
So I'm going to be petty, like I usually am when it comes to sovereign citizens. So Black's Law Dictionary says something along the lines of, driver is one employed in conducting a coach, carriage, wagon, or other vehicle with horse, mule, can't see it because I'm blocking the screen, other animals, or a bicycle, tricycle, or motor car. Remember the word employed. If you go Google the definition of the word employ, it means to make use of something. So yes, sir, you are a driver because you're currently making use of your motor vehicle or your motor car. Sorry to debunk you. It was really that easy.
Okay.
You should know
I'm going to
that.
ask you one more time. Your
Okay.
questions are not anything that I care to answer right now.
Okay.
You can answer those questions
So there's
yourself, it
no
sounds like.
probable cause. You're committing a conspiracy here.
So,
You know that? You're acting outside of your personal capacity, and you're outside of your jurisdiction. Because you're acting in your own capacity as a tax revenue agent under the tax lien law of 1966.
So if you guys want to, go ahead and pause the video, zoom in. The Tax Lien Act of 1966 is shockingly not applicable in this situation.
So now you have no more good
you say
faith.
you were an attorney?
Well, I'm not
Are
a
you a lawyer?
practicing attorney. That's not relevant for
Okay.
today's case.
Well, it is relevant because you don't obviously have the legal
No,
rights to be
I
telling
do.
me
Oh,
that.
believe me, I do. Trust me. Look up the law dictionary. I'm telling you.
Go ahead and hop out.
For what? Have I committed a crime?
Well, currently I'm about to arrest you for obstruction if you don't let me see your license. Or
Obstruction?
give me your information. Yeah, it's basically a law or statute that says that I can arrest you based on the fact that you're obstructing my legal duties currently.
Okay, but you're acting in your personal capacity. You're not. You're impersonating a peace
I'm
officer.
operating under the state of Washington.
Has there been a breach of the peace?
There has. You're going 80 in a 60.
That's not a breach of the peace. You should know that.
You're
You're acting in your own personal
I'm gonna ask you
capacity.
one more time.
You're not going to have the protections of the
One
normal
more time.
protections.
This is serious. Last chance. May I see your license or
You might-
proof of insurance?
Give my ID. I'm going to give you my ID here.
Okay.
You can't presume that I'm operating a motor vehicle because of the license plate.
Okay.
This is not a motor vehicle. This is personal property.
Can I ask
You
you a
don't
question?
consider a Ford F-350 Super Duty pickup a vehicle?
It's not a motor vehicle according to the statutes. This is personal property.
So I make this joke all the time. My guy, your F-350 has a motor, therefore it is a motor vehicle. Your motor vehicle is not a damn toaster. It's not personal property. It's not a microwave on wheels. It's not a toaster. It is a vehicle, a motor vehicle.
I agree that it is your property.
Okay.
However, what drives the car?
It's-
What makes the car run? Would you say it's a motor?
It's an engine.
An engine, also known as a motor? Fair
No,
enough?
a motor is an electrical motor. A motor and engines are different.
Motor is a combustion engine.
No, it
It
isn't.
makes a vehicle.
No, it isn't. A motor is an electrical motor. Here you go. That goes with that.
Where are you from?
I'm from here.
Okay. Do you do this every time you get stopped?
That's what I do.
Okay. So were you beating
And
us into stopping you?
I've gone to court and it's had all of them thrown out
Hey, I doubt it.
every time.
That's good. Good for you. Okay, hang time for me. Right back with you. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you don't have a date of birth on here.
There doesn't need to be one.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court said that the state can require you to have a driver's license, which means a state-issued driver's license, which would have a date of birth and a whole lot of other information. Not a random document you bought from a Sovereign Citizen Guru Facebook page or a random website on the internet. He has a fake private plate on the back of his car, his toaster with wheels, if you will. Yes, that is not the same thing as a driver's license. Sorry.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see.
Mind if we look at your VIN, sir?
There's no need.
Right.
Okay, this is not a valid government ID as far as I'm concerned.
Doesn't need to be a
It's all
government
made.
ID.
It does.
No, there doesn't.
All right, hang time for me.
There's
According
no
to
law
Western
requiring any.
Washington,
There's no law according to anybody to carry ID. There's no
When
law.
You're driving your engine powered.
I'm not driving. I'm
Ford.
traveling.
I
Driving is a
understand.
technical
You can travel
term.
all you want,
Driving is a technical
as long
word.
as you travel the speed limit while you're driving on the highways.
Okay, driving is a technical word.
Driving
If I
is
was a
also a
driver,
privilege in this state.
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Driving is, but traveling isn't.
Right, you're driving.
No, I'm traveling.
You're driving.
Driving is a legal definition.
Exactly.
I'm not driving. Driving means you're getting paid to carry people or products for hire. That's the
You
legal
can't just
definition.
pick and choose RCWs to follow.
That's
It
not
doesn't
an
work that way.
RCW. That's a legal definition. Look it up on your computer. Go type in the legal definition of driver on your computer and tell me I'm a driver.
You are a driver. You're sitting in the driver's seat.
So
of the
you've
car.
never looked up the word driver on the computer for a legal
You can't
definition.
just look it up. Whatever you can't just look things up.
So it's not law?
No.
What are we going by then? Whatever?
Your drive. We follow the RCWs of Washington, which is the revised code of Washington.
Okay, those apply to drivers.
You are in the driver's seat
No,
of
I'm
a
not.
motor vehicle
This is-
operating on the highway.
This is not a driver. That's traveling. A driver is a legal definition of somebody who's getting paid to transport people or goods for hire. I'm
That's
not.
a commercial driver.
No, that's a driver. Look it
In a
up.
commercial capacity.
Yeah, look it up. A driver is anybody who's getting paid to drive.
Okay.
I'm not getting paid. I'm traveling.
Sit tight, okay?
Sure.
So that was the end of the word salad for the traffic stop. Now we get into part 2. It's only 41 seconds. He typed up a little bit at the beginning of this, so I'm going to read that and then play the video. I tried to stop and start video recording from an iPad to allow immediate uploading to a cloud and avoid a long 20-minute space with no activity. They gave me 2 tickets. Told me to go to court or have a warrant issued for my arrest. Common practice: show up, take care of your business, or face consequences. I told them I want to write tickets for them committing robbery and conspiracy, but they just walked off. I will include the ticket pics. First off, are you trying to report a knowingly false crime? Which I believe is in itself a crime. There was no robbery, and there was also no conspiracy. The officers were holding him accountable for his piss-poor actions and nonsensical conspiracy theories. The Supreme Court says something. The statutes of Washington say something, which statute just means a law enacted by the legislature, which that's what a statute is, sorry. He's trying to make that into some sort of conspiracy against him or stealing from him. That's just not the case. Now here comes the second part. I'm going to click off screen for a second to get to this. It says, WSP currently has a quota demand of 80% of all encounters must have an enforcement ticket, or officers could lose vacation time and experience other negative consequences. And he quotes motorists.org. Okay, so when you type in motorists.org, not motorists.org, you come to this member-supported driver advocacy. Yeah. In my head, it's just kind of one of those trust me, bro things. He points you to a website and doesn't tell you anything of how to get the information that he's finding. So I tried clicking around, going to states, going to, Washington here. And for something that he wants to say or make it seem like is so just easily accessible, I can't find any of that information that he just stated. So we're going to go with he made that shit up. So the first ticket our boy got here was a no valid operator's license. Shocker, he's a sovereign citizen. I would expect him not to have a valid ID. And now we got the second part, speeding 23 miles per hour over the limit, operating a motor vehicle without insurance, and failure to renew expired registration. All right, so now we're going to read the end of this and correct it in real time. It says, once they had